This is Latinos for Trump founder Bianca Grazia, and she is an extremely influential Trump supporter, a Trump leader, Trump influencer. Well, she just came out with a new video recently, a new clip, where she denounced the God Emperor of all people. Deeply surprised by this. So I wanted to give you a little bit of lead up and explain who she is and see how she came to the point where she was even willing to effectively denounce Donald Trump. Absolutely mind-blowing that she did in the first place. Take a look at this first clip. This is her having a conversation the night of January 5th, before January 6th took place. She's having a conversation with the leader of Lawyers for Trump, which is the second person from the right here. Bianca Grazia is the person on the far right in the white shirt here. Then we got the leader of Lawyers for Trump. And then in the middle, in the back, with the black shirt, this is the leader of Vets for Trump. And then this person to the left of him, second from the left, is Amanda Chase, a senator. And then on the far left, we've got Oath Keepers leader Stewart Rhodes, who is, I believe, currently in jail for the events that took place on January 6th. And they're in this room having a conversation with each other the night of January 5th. About raising an army for Donald Trump. Listen to this clip.
The sisters coming back, and those are coming on the U.S. shores that are having to deal with some type of PTS or things from being downrange. Well, that same community are the most well-trained, crucible-trained combat veterans this world has ever seen. And they are the brother, the sister, the uncle, those in the all across it, those who even would open up and help you buy your shoes, okay? There are veterans out there that are well-trained that can immediate president be brought in as a special group and be utilized in any way, shape, or form.
So he's saying, this is the leader of Vets for Trump. He's saying he has basically gathered a tactical militia that can be raised as an army instantly and sent into the field to execute an operation for Donald Trump. That's what he's talking about right now.
At his disposal. And we have 1 million just in Vets for Trump right now, standing at the ready, let alone those within 1 degree of separation, and the 6 million that didn't even vote before that now voted in the 2016 election. So here we sit at a precipice of change where we have the community that's ready to step in, do what is needed. We have those that the president has all the power and the authority to do so, and he has all the backing of we the people and the 80 million that voted for him.
Yeah, in fact,
Yeah, so the 80 million people did not vote for Donald Trump. I caught that at the very end, the 80 million people that voted for him. He didn't get 80 million votes. I'm sorry, man. That didn't happen. You live in a fantasy land if you think that. I wonder if he still thinks that. I mean, this is like 2 years ago, and I don't know if this guy specifically went to jail or not, the Vets for Trump guy. Let's find out. The name's Josh Mathias, I think. No, maybe not. Maybe it is Josh Mathias. I can't find out. I was looking to see if this dude spent any time in jail for what happened on January 6th, but I'm having trouble figuring out if he was one of the rioters or not. Anyway, dude is a loyal, devoted follower of Donald Trump, obviously, and very plainly and clearly told us that he is willing to lead an army on behalf of Donald Trump. If that's not treasonous or seditious, I don't know what is, really.
Yeah, in fact, us veterans,
This is Stewart Rhodes. He is in a lot of trouble for what he did on January 6th. Leader of the Oath Keepers comes up and starts speaking next.
Yeah, in fact, us veterans until age 65 under federal statutes still are subject to being called up as the militia. It goes from 17 to 45 if you're not a veteran. If you're a veteran, because of our prior experience and training.
So he's saying that according to the laws, veterans can be called up to act within a militia until age 65. I don't know how true that is. That could be completely made up. But even if it were true, that is a statute of the federal government. That's U.S. law, not Trump law or whatever. They could possibly be called back to work within the military, the U.S. military, not the Trump military. Completely different.
Age 65. He can call us up right now as a militia,
right now,
and put us to work.
And then he has the ability with special groups so he can pull them in other ways as well. And we can intake all of them and properly place them wherever he needs it. So he has at the standing at the ready, well-trained, crucible-trained veteran volunteers that are at the ready right now.
well-trained, crucible-trained veteran volunteers who are ready now. That's insane, dude. That's insane. Jesus Christ, dude. And Bianca Grazia, once again, is one of these people sitting in this group with them, talking about raising an army for Donald Trump. She was in it, dude. She was right in the middle of it. Loved Donald Trump that much, okay? So she runs for office, as it turns out. She lost. I talked about it when it happened, like her whole run-up and everything else. But let me show you what she had to say when she was running for office. This is mid-February 2022, so she just lost, like not long ago. I'm not sure what election was happening in mid-February, but maybe it was early primaries. Anyway, listen to what she had to say in her election, like leading up to her election.
You know, today I just finished a interview with some pastors, and I told them, I said, straight up, I said, I'm only going to win if the church shows up.
Yeah, I love how she pops the P there. Did you hear that? Turn your headphones up for a second and really listen into what she says.
Church shows up.
Shows up. Shows up. Love it. Love it to death. Okay, so she's only going to win if the church shows up, right?
If the church shows up. That's it. If you do not show up, then you will be held accountable.
Did she just pop that P again?
Do not show up, then you will be held accountable, because I have been appointed and assigned for this position. And
I've been appointed and assigned to this position, i.e., God ordained me to be in this position. And if you don't show up to vote for me, despite the fact that God wants me in this position...
The God is testing you all. I don't have anything else to say to you other than that. So you're going to either have to show up and show out, or you're going to have to deal with the Lord.
Or you go to hell. Vote for me or you go to hell. That's what she just said effectively. That's nuts, dude. That's nuts. Like I said, she lost, so I guess there are an awful lot of evangelicals that'll be going to hell soon.
I'm not saying that lightly, and I'm not saying it in a very horrific way either, but that's where we're at at this point. That's where we're at. We've drawn the line. We're past the party lines. We are now fighting a very evil, demonic.
It's a hierarchy. It's just a hierarchy.
Just evil.
Yeah, it is.
You're exactly right.
Wow, dude. That is so deeply sad. So yeah, that's Bianca Grazia. I wanted to watch her campaign ad because, believe it or not, it gets even weirder than what we've already seen up to now. Again, this is from mid-February 2022. Watch. You gotta see it to believe it. Just watch this.
Even now in America, there are endless mandates, an intentional crippling of our economy, an invasion at our border.
Okay, there were no mandates in February 2022. In fact, there were never vaccine mandates. It's not a mandate if there's a way out. And there was a way out. You could take a test every week. If you tested negative for COVID once a week, you didn't have to get vaccinated. So at no point were there mandates. And what was that about? Okay, border invasion, poverty. Can't imagine the border invasion thing made her very popular among Hispanics. Really surprised she decided to go down that road, but okay.
Disrespect of our law enforcement, our soldiers, and our veterans. A failing public education system for our children. The all-out attack on our health.
Notice she's not even whipping it. She's just swinging it around. She's just swinging it around. Ugh, it's ridiculous.
And the slaughter of our precious preborn children. Texas has never rolled over for anyone. Texas is a state of fighters. And in 2022, we definitely have a fight on our hands. I had no desire at all to run for politics.
Yeah, I can't even finish it, dude. This is rough. This is really, really rough. So that's Bianca Grazia. Like I said, she lost, so we lucked out because she was a nutter butter of epic proportions. Before we continue, I just wanted to mention something. If you like what I do and you want to see me continue to do it, you can support me in a few ways. First, there's Patreon. That's probably the best way. But if you want to get something back for your support, you can check out my Teespring. Or you can check out my Telltale Unfiltered channel. I go through long-form, unhinged sermons from all kinds of people, from Hank Kunneman to Greg Locke to Jehovah's Witnesses. So give it a look. Links are in the description. Okay, now back to the video. But here's where it gets really interesting. Since all of that, she's come out and had some things to say about Donald Trump. She's obviously a Trump devotee, right? loves the dude with everything in her, would do anything for the guy. And here we are, late August 2022, and she comes out here and has some things to say about Donald Trump. Listen to this.
Because I did not listen to your voice. I didn't go seek your counsel. I stopped. Whatever it is, you've got to do what you've got to do. You're going to keep getting attacked because if you do not surround yourself with people who are used to fighting principalities in a spiritual realm, you're going to get your butt handed to you every single time. And I don't know if he just doesn't know that. I think he definitely doesn't have Hispanic evangelicals around him. I can tell you that.
So what she's saying, this is so fascinating. What she's saying here is that Donald Trump is being attacked in the spiritual or whatever. You know, the Mar-a-Lago search where the FBI went in and searched for classified documents, like national security documents or whatever. She's saying that that happened because he fell out of God's good graces or whatever. Isn't that interesting? See, there are two perspectives that people could take on this. The first perspective is Donald Trump has lost the mandate of heaven, and people are really, really upset with him. You know, Jesus is really upset with him, doesn't want him to be president anymore or whatever else, and that's why he's making his life so miserable. That's the first perspective to take, and that's the one she seems to be taking. Or alternatively, you could view this as like persecution, like the Democrats are persecuting Donald Trump. Joe Biden overturned God's election, even though God wanted Trump to win, overturned God's prophecy because he wanted power so badly, or whatever else. Like, neither of them make any sense, honestly, because I don't believe in any of this in the first place. But it's fascinating to me that she picked the one where Donald Trump lost the mandate of heaven. They seem to both make an equal amount of sense to me, which is to say none. Why did she pick the one that gives Trump the worst position possible, the worst perspective possible? She simply turned on Donald Trump. That's it. She thinks he lost the mandate of heaven, and there's nothing more to it seems to me. And she's blaming that on the fact that he doesn't have, like, evangelicals around him or whatever else, right? He doesn't have, like, evangelical pastors at Mar-a-Lago hanging out with him 24/7 and praying over him or whatever. He's not involved enough with evangelicals, I guess.
Know that? I think he definitely doesn't have Hispanic evangelicals around him. I can tell you that. I know it. We see it.
I don't know why they would have to be Hispanic, but okay.
There's no, faith leaders coming in and out of Mar-a-Lago right now. There's nobody out there counseling him, his family, praying with him. Your house has just been raided. Where's the Hispanic evangelicals?
Why do they have to be Hispanic? I don't understand. There are like a billion evangelicals.
Where's any evangelical? I don't care if you're Hispanic or not. Where is the faith leaders? Where are they? But you know what? They can't just appear and go knock on Mar-a-Lago. He needs to be the one to invite him in and say, okay, look, this world has gone chaotic and it's mad. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong. I need my spiritual leaders back in here. Spiritual leaders need to come back in here. We need to figure this out. We need to pray. We need strategy. I don't know what else to do. You need to go in your prayer closet because let me tell you something. You don't want to put me in front of Trump. The first thing I'd say to him is, sir, first of all, I ain't even going to talk to you because you need to go in a prayer closet. You need to find a closet. You better go get on your knees and you better pray and repent for whatever it is because you've offended the Lord. You were chosen to lead this country and you've offended him in some big way. And that's why you're not in the White House right now.
Wow, that's fascinating, right? So she is straight up blaming Donald Trump for all of his ills. I mean, correctly, right? She's blaming him correctly. This is absolutely 100% his doing. But she doesn't think that it's his doing exactly. She thinks that he offended God and now God is punishing him. So that's a little bit different than the actual situation. But anyway, that is really interesting that she's blaming him for this. The weird thing about this, though, is that Trump is surrounded by evangelicals. Well, first of all, I'm not sure what she means by surrounded by evangelicals. Does she mean like Donald Trump hangs out with like Hank Kunneman 24/7? Like has him as like a member of his posse or something? It just follows him around like his hype man or whatever. You know, every time Donald Trump says something, Hank Kunneman's there behind him like repeating it and putting on shades and all that stuff and standing with his arms like this and saying, yeah, take that, every time Donald Trump insults somebody in real life. Is that what she was looking for? Because he's never had that as far as I know. But he's always, always, always had the backing of evangelical faith leaders, right? Since they prophesied from God that Donald Trump was going to win the 2016 and 2020 elections. They have always been behind him. So I'm really not sure what she's even going on about right now. Like, what's she upset about? Oh, that was the end of the video. Wow, I paused it at a super opportune time. I mean, look at this. This is Hank Kunneman just the other day talking about Donald Trump and how he still loves him and everything.
They want to sit there and call a guy who did not win the election, and it makes me laugh when prophets say that they heard that Biden would win the election. Well, you're a wrong prophet. He didn't win. He lost the election.
No, Biden won the election. Donald Trump lost. Just want to set that straight. The point is, there are people out there, like prophets right now, or supposed prophets right now, claiming that, you know, all this stuff, standing behind Donald Trump, still to this day. I mean, look at this one. This is Johnny Enlow. This is from late August, early September 2022.
There's already been a decertification. There's an understanding, a decertifying of the 2020 election. I tell you, 100% it has happened in heaven. And I'm saying as well, from the very beginning, people keep asking when Trump's coming back. And I said, he never left. He has been president. He has not stopped being president. He is legally the president of the United States of America.
Okay, let's just ignore the fact that that is completely delusional. The point here is that the faith leaders are standing behind Trump. They have been. They never left him. What changed here? What changed about her perspective? Something changed. And now the leader of Latinos for Trump has turned against him. That is absolutely fascinating to me.
Offended him in some big way, and that's why you're not in the White House right now.
She came out against Trump, and that was honestly one major power base behind him that's turned on it. This is what we need. We need more of this. We need more of these blank for Trump groups turning on him. You know, lawyers for Trump, vets for Trump, Latinos for Trump, whoever. We need them to turn on him like Bianca Grazia did here. And one more thing, if the FBI or the January 6th committee doesn't have this video yet, which they may not, I don't know, somebody should send this to them. Absolutely nuts. I posted it on my Twitter if you guys want to check that out. Anyway, if there's anything that you disagree with me on about this or any comments you want to leave me, just drop it down below or let me know on Twitter at TelltaleAtheist.